10 days ago, the Giants opened up their homestand with a 3-game series against San Diego. Behind an explosive offense, the Orange and Black put up 27 runs and went on to sweep the Padres. Now with just 13 games left, San Francisco needs some help in another big series against their Western Division rival Padres. Game 1 of the series next.
The road trip begins tonight here in Southern California. We're in San Diego at Petco Park, Game 1 of this 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Giants had a nice homestand where they go 6-3. Now they're on the road for the next 6 games. So you got to play great baseball in the next 6 games. You might as well start out with a win tonight. It's going to be a tough matchup, Ross and Heston.
Well, a couple sinker ballers going at each other, and you would expect to see a lot of activity in the infield. The lineup had a little bit of a change today. When we got to the ballpark, Buster Posey was in the lineup, and he has been scratched, so he's going to get a day off following the day off yesterday. So Adrianza will play first base, and look for him to pick up where Posey would normally do it. That's the key tonight.
Yeah, and maybe we'll get that young catcher, Trevor Brown, to get a base hit. It should be exciting. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new spicy nacho chicken sandwich munchie meal tonight, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
The Padres have taken the field here at Petco Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. Our Game Time Weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It is 75 degrees here at Petco Park. Light winds, humidity at 80%. Here's the lineup that Tyson Ross will be facing. For the Giants, it'll be Pagan, Diaz, and Duffy. Brandon Crawford in the cleanup spot. This is the second time he's been in that spot. It'll be Bird, Tomlinson, and Adrianza. Trevor Brown will hit 8th, and Chris Heston 9th.
On the hill tonight for the San Diego Padres will be Tyson Ross. Ross, the 28-year-old right-hander, 6'5", 230-pounder. He's in his 4 years. He's got, well, actually 4.5 years in the big league level. This is what he has done this year in 31 starts, 10-10 with a 3.18 ERA, 194 strikeouts, 184 innings. That's good stuff, folks. And he probably will hit the 200 strikeout mark, and that is really the benchmark for great stuff. Ross, when you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a high-velocity sink. It'll go low to mid-90s. When he's right, you're going to get a lot of ground balls. Straight down, hard bite, swing and miss slider. It's as good a kill pitch as there is in this division. And you throw in a changeup every once in a while. Against the Giants lifetime, in 10 starts, he's 3-3 with a 3.69 ERA.
So here's Pagan to lead things off. Pagan hitting at 266. A couple of home runs. 32 runs batted in. And the first pitch is a call strike. So we get started at 7:10. Pagan's got a little ownage on Ross. He's 7 for 16. Behind the dish is DJ Rayburn. You see it's Shearwater, West, and Danley from first to third.
Well, DJ Rayburn, I mean, he's basically a low ball umpire, very tight corners. You will occasionally see some belt high strikes, but he is very, very tight inside outside.
Two and two. Diaza, Duffy. Giants ended up 6-3 on their homestand, and they started out that homestand by sweeping the Padres in a 3-game weekend series. Here's the pitch to Pagan, and this game gets started with a strikeout.
That's the hard bite and slider we're talking about. It's a good one. Let's take a look at the defense that the Padres will employ tonight behind Tyson Ross, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Upton, Jankowski, and Kemp, the best arm in right field with Matt Kemp. Jerko and Solarte on the left side of the infield. Spangenberg and Myers on the right side. Austin Hedges, he'll be in the squat, putting down the signs.
So here's Alejandro Diaz, and he takes wide, hitting at 261. He's got 7 home runs, 32 driven in. Spanish audio for this game is available through your SAP button, and it's presented by Jack Daniels.
Well, one thing's for sure, Tyson Ross has established that slider. And you're going to see a lot of swing and miss when he gets that thing going. And that's example of the tight corners. Really, if you were to classify DJ Rayburn, the plate umpire, hitters umpire, pitchers umpire, you'd definitely say hitters umpire.
And that's pulled on the ground foul past Billy Hayes. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Didn't have to earn that one by too much.
His boiler was holding him back there for a bit.
Know the feeling. 3-2. Got him. 2 down.
That is a good slider.
And here's Duffy.
The thing about Ross's slider is that it's got straight down break. And you are convinced that it's going to be at the base of the strike zone when you commit to it, and then it just disappears.
Here's Duffy hitting at .301. He's got 10 home runs, 71 driven in. Crawford to follow, just underway. And that's tap foul to the backstop. Giants, we mentioned the homestand where they go 6-3. They're 6-4 in their last 10. On the road, 34-41, and against the West, they're 34-32. They climbed over 300 against the West on this last homestand. In the dirt, 2-2.
96-mile-an-hour sink. One thing about Tyson Ross, I mean, he does not lack impressive stuff. High velocity sink, that itself is unusual. The high three-quarter release gives him a real high point of release that causes tilt because of his height. He's 6'5", long-armed. And when he's hitting a knee-high location, that's a rough outing.
And Ross strikes out the side. Padres coming up. Here's Padres lineup. It'll be Myers, Solarte, and Kemp. And Kemp, since the All-Star break, overall he's had a good season, but much better numbers in the second half. Upton, Jerko, and Spangenberg. Hedges, Ross, the pitcher, hitting 8th, and Jankowski will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Chris Heston. Take a look at his rookie campaign. At 28 starts, he's 11-10 with a 3.61 ERA. 128 strikeouts against 56 walks, over a 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. That's good numbers for a sinker baller, which is basically what he is. You're going to see high 80s, low 90s sink. He will cut the fastball, more sink than cut. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Lifetime against the Padres, he's 2-1 with a 3.86 ERA. He's never given up a run here at Petco Park.
Myers hitting .272. Remember, the first inning has been problematic recently for Heston. And more than anything, throwing strike has been problematic. So there's a pitch inside to even the count. Solarte. And then Kemp. And good breaking ball, 1-2. Padres 3-7 in their last 10. They're under 500 at home. They're under 500 against the West. And that's a foul to the backstop.
They tried to throw that sinker on the inside corner to let the movement kind of run out of the strike zone towards the back foot of the right-handed hitting Myers, and he just left it up. And you know, you mentioned that he hasn't really found a good rhythm early in his last several starts, and that's one thing you look at it. How soon can he lock in to knee-high command? Cut fastball. See you later. All right, let's take a look at the Giants defense. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Diaz, Pagan, and Bird. Diaz has the best arm. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Tomlinson and Adrianza on the right side. And Trevor Brown will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Solarte. He bounces this one into the hole for a base hit. First hit of the ball game, first base runner of the ball game. And Adrianza, first career game at first.
And since we're talking about firsts, the second time this year the Giants have had a guy start first base that's never played it in his professional career. Nick Noonan was a guy who did it a couple weeks ago in Colorado.
So here's Kemp.
He's had a nice season here for the Padres.
Kemp takes a breaking ball wide. Solarte with one steal, so he is not a threat to go unless it's a hit and run. Padres are coming off a road trip where they win 3-6. And in their last 3 games, they were in Denver. And they went 1-2. Winning, however, yesterday.
So they had a happy flight.
They had a happy flight. Giants played the second series of the year for them here, the first home games for the Padres. That was a 4-game series. And to put it bluntly, Padres were printing playoff tickets.
Well, you're right. Hopes were high.
There's a strike.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to get down around the knees. The sink is so much bigger around the knees than it is up around the belt. Up around the belt, you don't really get sink. You get movement, but it's fade. It's flat. Get the ball down around the knees, and all of a sudden your movement is two-directional. It's moving in towards your right-hander, and it's moving down, and it gets ground balls.
So Adrianza's first attempt at catching a ball at first. Bad throw by Heston. Heston's got to put that ball right on the money. Look at this. Look at. Oh. How do you expect to catch that?
Well,
it's low.
You just need to keep your eye on it a little bit longer. That'd be a good start.
You think that rattles your brain a little bit if you're standing over there?
Yeah.
Trust me.
I mean, it's not a little thing breaking in a new glove that size. It's a whole different sweet spot.
Well, I can't imagine that glove is stitched Adrianza on it.
No, borrowed that one. Probably Buster Posey's.
Driven to left. And Diaz will put it away.
Just got it up the bat a little bit. That's all it takes.
And played 3 games at first in Cleveland. I used Frank Robinson's glove, and it looked like he found it at Crosley Field.
That old?
Oh.
Did it make your hands smell bad?
No, my hands was fine, but it's just odd. Let's put it that way. And you're right, that may be Buster's glove. Here's Upton. Upton takes a strike. Upton's a free agent, so he's going to make some cash at the end of the year. And it may not be here. Outside from Heston, it's a ball and a strike.
But for a lot of guys, I mean, they use the same glove. You use the same glove for forever. And there was a softness or a stiffness to it that you liked, that you were familiar with. Now all of a sudden you're playing a new position, a glove you didn't break in. It's not going to have the same stiffness or softness depending on your preference.
Well, if you're an outfielder, I'd just use the outfielder's glove. But I was not an outfielder. One and two. Heston said, why not? He swung at one. We'll see if he swings at another.
Not a bad plan. If you keep swinging at him, keep throwing him.
Center field. And that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, one left. Second inning coming up. 0-0.
Is brought to you by Hotel Transylvania 2 in theaters September 25th.
Hey, the Dodgers will be in town starting on September 28th, and it'll go through October 1st. Tickets are still available. Visit sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Crawford. It'll be Crawford, Bird, and Tomlinson. And the first pitch is wide. Crawford hitting .252. He and Bird have not had a whole lot of luck against Tyson Ross. Crawford 2 for 18. Bird 1 for 10. 2-0.
Well, a hitter's count's a hitter's count, though, and he's going to get a pretty good look at what he's probably going to expect. A fastball here. It was not. It was a slider. And I think right now he's got a better feel of that slider than he does the fastball. I mean, everybody's swinging at that slider, and nobody's even fouling it off right now.
2-2.
You know you have a good breaking ball when you can hang it and guys still swing and miss at it.
Well, he struck out the first 3. Duffy, he got lucky to end the first. Runs in on his hands, and it's fouled off of Hedges. It remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Madison Bumgarner talking it over with Tim Hudson. When you see Hudson, you see Bumgarner. That's pretty much how they roll all day.
No swing. 3-2.
Kerwin Danley, third base umpire, with the no swing call.
Marlon Byrd on deck.
Infield here at Petco Park is pretty average speed. It's not overly quick. Most infielders really like this infield.
All back. There's a good rip. He got the fastball. Or actually, he did not. It was another slider.
Yeah, he's riding that slider hard right now. I think Austin Hedges knows that's his probably the best pitch that he has that he can control.
Got him.
That's nasty. I mean, you set up and that thing starts off on the inside corner and out of the hand of Tyson Ross. If you're hitting from the left side, you think that is going to be inside, and then here comes the movement and brings it right back in the strike zone. It's 4 strikeouts in a row.
So here's Marlon Byrd. Byrd at 247.
Big time shift employed to the left side of the infield.
No balls in 1 strike.
Yeah, swing and miss at the slider. You know, you see the overshift a lot of times with left-handed hitters up there where they'll stack 3 guys up on the right side, but you don't see that many where you completely put 3 guys on the left side against a right-handed hitter. But you've got it here.
Tomlinson to follow. One and 2.
Explosive downward sink. Right now, his stuff is huge. The movement is big and it's quick. And he ain't even throwing a changeup. It's just been all fastball slider.
Two and 2. Ross rubbing up a new baseball. Tapped on the ground. This will be Jerko.
All right, time now for our Geico quote. This one comes from Matt Duffy. And Matt Duffy says, he's talking about Tomlinson playing in the outfield. He said, you could almost argue that his athleticism is underutilized in the infield. Kelby Tomlinson, who came up to, or was signed originally as a shortstop, He's played second base, he's played third, and they may move him in the outfield just to make him a super utility player.
And he takes a strike.
Keep him the line in left field. Really, it's a pitch him away, play him away defense.
Tomlinson at 287, a home run, 15 driven in.
They're playing Matt Kemp in right field like Tomlinson's a dead left-handed pull hitter.
Adrianza is on deck. And a late call strike to make it 2-2. So Tyson gets the corner call.
He'll go right back out there again. He's getting it. Slightly open stance right on the back line of that batter's box where just about everybody stands.
And that'll end the inning. So 5 out of the 6 outs, strikeouts. Bottom of the second coming up.
Special event package will include a collector's edition Giants full clubhouse snow globe featuring the famous painted ladies near Alamo Square and a ticket to the game as the Giants take on the Dodgers. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
Jerko, Spangenberg, Hedges to face Heston here in the second. Jerko with a big swing and a miss. 16 home runs, 53 driven in.
It's good sink on that fastball from Heston tonight. First September that he's ever pitched through as a starter. Minor league seasons, they go till the 1st of September, so it's a 5-month season. Then you get to the big leagues for the first time. You get into September, different deal.
So that one got Brown on the foot. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got him.
That is big time sink. So both starting pitchers tonight with really good stuff, good movement, and lots of sink.
Lots of humidity.
Lots of humidity. Well, you got to have a little humidity if you're going to have big time movement. Doesn't hurt. You see two-seam movement there, and it looks almost like a left-handed slider.
Spangenberg hitting .264. Swing and a miss. 4 for 7 in his career against Heston.
That's a good changeup right there. So Heston has established all his pitches in the eyes of the Padres.
And a little low. Spangenberg started to go. Dodgers and D-backs are underway at Dodger Stadium. That game in the second inning, no score. Three and one. Mr. Posey a little dinged up. 3-2.
That's a pitcher strike right there. Problem about getting a pitch call, a strike like that, is now you have to cover it as a hitter. That'll expand your zone.
And that'll be foul. Sounded like Spangenberg broke his back.
Didn't sound healthy. Meanwhile, Gamer Babe high-fiving the whole section. Brought her glove, made a play. Psyched.
Got him.
Backdoor curveball. Strikeout number 3 for Heston.
Be leaving too soon now.
Kind of quit on it. Boy, nice frame job there by Trevor Brown. The way he received that got the strike.
Here's Hedges, 163, a couple of home runs, 10 driven in. Still pretty psyched about that foul ball, I gotta tell you. Fastball on the inside corner.
Well, both pitchers have DJ Rayburn, the plate umpire, looking for strikes.
Popped up. Crawford at short. Waiting. And that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Both pitchers got it going. Adrianza, Brown, and Heston coming up. Togo's big play the Togo's way. Sunday against the D-backs, Giants were looking for a big blow, and they got one. Buster Posey, a 3-run home run off of Randall Delgado. They gave the Giants a 4-0 lead. They had scored a run just prior to that. Should be back tomorrow.
Well, he's missed. As hot as he has been, you take his bat out of the lineup, but it is missed.
Here's Adrianza. And he takes a called strike.
We have not seen a changeup yet from Ross. He really hasn't needed one. It's just been a 1-2 punch with the fastball slider.
Out of play, 0-2. Trevor Brown is on deck. No swing. 1-2.
Close. Hard slider right at the hands. He breaks both elbows down, really binds him up, and that really could have been called either way. Giants catch a break. Ross thought he had the strike on the location.
Yes, he did.
First time through the lineup, everybody's seeing that slider for the first time, and they're impressed with it. Goes front door with the sink, and he's not missing by much.
And the walk.
Nice at bat. And it's a leadoff
for the Giants.
A leadoff walk.
So the Giants will see Ross out of the stretch for the first time. Adrianza got 2 steals. He's capable of stealing a bag. And this is fouled out of play.
Well, if you're a base stealer, I mean, you can get a good jump off of Tyson Ross. He's not that quick out of the stretch. Long, lanky, 6'5", long-legged, and it takes him a while to get unwound once he starts his motion. I mean, he's got a slide step where he could cut it down, but I don't think he feels like he has his best stuff with it. You don't see it a lot.
Well, with this lineup depleted with injuries, it may be Bruce Bochy trying to come up with a number of different ways to score a run or two. And running may be one of them.
That's when you have to trust your scout report about your hitter. I mean, he didn't know much about Trevor Brown. He's only seen him for 5 at-bats. If you're going to put on a play, especially a hit and run, you have to know that guy can make contact.
So it's a ball and a strike to Trevor Brown. No swing. Not getting a whole lot of swings, are they?
No. A lot of these guys are just.
He didn't go. It's a good call.
Close.
Two and 2 on the foul to the backstop. .44 pitches now for Tyson Ross. quick toss, and Adrianza's back. Heston to follow. We're in the third inning. 3-2.
Really, I mean, not that close to the strike zone. But even at that, they're still not easy takes with his quickness on the break and the way that pitch finishes. And for Trevor Brown, who's never seen him in that, he's had a couple good takes.
Adrianza goes. Strike 3 call. And Adrianza steals it. That's a high strike right there, folks.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what Trevor Brown's thinking.
Wow.
Well, let's watch the steal from Adrianza. He realizes, hey, I got this thing stolen. Pretty easy to do when the catcher doesn't make a throw. That's our forward right choice. And for Adrianza, that's steal number 3 on the year.
So here's Heston. Where Jerko and Spangenberg are playing. If I'm Adrianza, I'm going to go. I don't care if the pitcher's at the plate. And Jerko moves over just a little bit.
Well, and Heston can hit a little bit. By the way, that strikeout from Trevor Brown was the 200th strikeout on the year for Ross.
A little flinch by DJ Rayburn. It's a ball and a strike.
Chance for an RBI right here.
Heston decided he was going to swing before the pitch was thrown.
Well, that's exactly what he did. He did not pick up that slider at all. Defense straight away. As you mentioned, the best arm the Padres have in their outfields in right field with Matt Kemp.
Got him.
So Ross comes right back to it. So that's 7 strikeouts through the first 9 hitters for Tyson Ross. And most of those swing and misses have been sliders.
So here's Pagan. He opened up the game with a strikeout.
Well, now that they've seen the stuff, it'll be interesting to see how they make adjustments on it.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
Interesting, when he has a runner in scoring position, he comes right out of bed with his kill pitch, and that's the slider. A lot of Jake Peavy fans here in San Diego. Easy to understand why. He won a Cy Young Award while wearing a Padre uniform in 2007. And he will pitch tomorrow night for the Giants. One good thing about what has happened the first time through the lineup, and there is indeed something good that could come out of striking out 7 guys the first time through the lineup, in that Tyson Ross is throwing 52 pitches. At the end of the 3rd inning, it should be 45 pitches or less. It gives you an idea that he is above where he should be pitch count wise.
For Pagan, he's got good speed at second base. 8 strikeouts. Bottom of the third coming up. 0-0. You're at. Doesn't matter what town, doesn't matter what ballpark. There's going to be fun at the Yard.
Smile.
Here's Tyson Ross. He will lead things off. And Ross takes a called strike. Ross is 13 for 52. Which means that he can probably hit a little bit. And right now he's behind in the count 0-2.
Well, he's hit for the cycle. Got a double, triple, home run, bunch of singles.
Got him. 4 strikeouts for Heston. Seems to be the theme tonight. And here's Travis Jankowski.
No, you're right. There's been 18 hitters in a game tonight. 12 of them have struck out.
That brings Duffy in on the fake bunt attempt. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Jankowski hitting .220.
He's got great speed.
He also showed a little power in that series in San Francisco. He went out into the arcade near Triples Alley. And here it's 3-0. Strike. And the walk. Second base runner.
Yeah, you just walked the base stealer too. Heston pretty quick out the stretch. He will give Trevor Brown, Giants catcher, a chance to throw out a runner. As we mentioned, the very first time that A-Ray Adrianza has ever played first base. You got to make sure you don't get picked off as a first baseman.
the ball. Know where it is. You're used to, if the ground ball's not hit at you, then you can become a spectator. Not at first. Runner goes. The throw. Not in time. Everything done pretty well by everybody, but the speedy Jankowski gets in.
And I just think that the high throw is what provided the window of opportunity for Jankowski. Can't come out any quicker. I mean, he just catches it and rocks right back on his back leg. There's not even a shuffle step. That's as quick as Brown could get rid of it. Just a little high with the throw. Bunch the gaps in the outfield, give the lines to Myers on both sides of the field.
No swing on the appeal. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Heston with 42 pitches with 1 out here in the 3rd.
Pitch. That's one that Heston wanted. No gloves for Myers. Little tape, go get him. So if you're a no glove guy, how long does it take you to get your hands in shape when you're coming to camp in spring?
All spring training. What is that, 6 weeks?
You look at the hands of Myers and you'll see calluses on both sides. Hardened.
Three and 2. He did not get the 3-2 challenge. Got him.
Well, that's 2 good breaking balls. And you know the one thing about Heston tonight, if you're talking about his previous 3 starts, I mean, he really had a problem getting going early in the game. And the slider, a couple of those starts didn't really show up. And tonight he's had a pretty good breaking ball. Here he goes back to back, a 3-1 and a 3-2 slider, and he gets 2 swing throughs, and that's a big strikeout. Second time he's gotten Myers.
So here's Solarte. Solarte singled, got one past Adrianza and Tomlinson in the 1st inning. And here he takes a low. Beautiful night, humid when this team arrived on Sunday night. Humid yesterday, the same for today. As Brown's going to go out and talk to Heston.
Well, I think Trevor Brown sensed that there was a little indecisiveness with his pitcher. So go out there and clean it up. Make sure he's committed. I mean, Solarte sees it pretty well. He got to hit his first at bat. But it's not like he has an open base when you got 98 RBIs on deck with Matt Kemp. That statistic alone means you need to pitch to this guy and not leave it up to Kemp. But you do have the luxury of being fine with your with your location. Don't have to just throw him something right out of the middle of the plate. You can stay on the corner.
And a good pitch to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
I love that pitch. That's a changeup. So much more commitment now to throw that pitch. And the changeup is always going to be most effective in a fastball count.
I'll tell you what, he's got a good curveball right now.
He does.
He had a good one when he threw his no-hitter.
It's like his arm is fresh, but pitching it beautifully. I mean, that's a great example of throwing the ball out of the strike zone. Let him help you out. Solarte's a tough guy to walk. He wants to swing it. If you throw a breaking ball here, go back down in the dirt.
You love those calls for a high fastball from a sinker baller, don't you?
I do not. I don't think that really accomplishes anything. I mean, that pitch right there, he's trying to go upstairs with it. But, you know, that doesn't really even clean the palate. I mean, that's just an easy pitch. You see it, it doesn't accomplish anything. It's a wasted pitch. That step off, by the way, is called from the Giants dugout. That's something that Bruce Bochy will call. There's a sign for that.
And it hit him. So that's a good sign. Dustin hit 3 Mets when he threw his no-hitter.
Silver lining. Back foot breaking ball, and it literally hits him with the back foot. So that's a mistake. You have a guy 1-2. That ball came up and got Brown on the neck. I know one thing. Trevor Brown does not have to shave every day.
He uses the same razor blade that Dave Fleming uses.
Man, that one lasts 6 months. 2 guys using it.
Yeah, he's dinged up. They just called for the trainer. Heston said he got hit in the throat. So why would Joe West get Heston away from the catcher? Can you explain that to me? He just kicked him off the mound.
Well, maybe he wants it to be a visit from the trainer and not a visit where there can be strategies talked about.
Joe.
Because they're not going to get counted. This is not going to be an appearance.
Joe, September. Relax.
This is not a visit from Bochy. See where the ball comes up and gets him. Oh, man, that's a direct hit. Scares you more than anything else.
Okay, Joe, can he go back now?
So they're going to see if he can continue. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to breathe. When you sit down in the squat, you look up and you bend your neck. It's hard to relax.
Guess what? I'm not blocking the next one with my chest.
See it come up and get right underneath the mask.
He had one of those little guards that hangs down.
Well, if he doesn't have one now, he's going to have one next time he goes out there.
See that look? You know what that look is? I'm gonna barf.
Yeah. That could still happen.
Here's Kemp. Kemp lined out to left.
Jackson Williams. If something happened to Trevor Brown, Jackson Williams would be the catcher.
There's a strike to Kemp. You just never know what's going to hit you if you're a catcher. Could be anything. All you know is that at the end of the game, you're going to feel like you caught.
Yeah, I think that's pretty par for the course. You're going to get dinged somewhere once a game. Sometimes, well, sometimes it never stops.
He does have a little guard there, Mike, but not as long as you would like. Two and two.
You get him to swing through one. I mean, I don't think you want to throw him another breaking ball in the strike zone. And he's got a base to put him in. I mean, he didn't have to give in to him. With 2 outs, that third base is open if he wants to use it.
And he might. It's 3 and 2, and now the runners will be on the move.
Tried to wrap it around that outside corner. Biggest pitch of the game coming up.
3 and 2. Runners are on the move. Kemp calls timeout.
That's a lot of strike zone he's taking on there. That is right down Broadway, right there to a guy with 98 RBIs. That's one thing about September. I mean, you get a pretty good idea. Look at the stat sheet. Who's confident in RBI situations?
Yep. Back, he got that one up.
Ooh, he hung it. The thing about Kemp, he kind of swung as hard as he threw it. He didn't really snap that swing off.
So it's 3 and 2 again. The runners will take off. Got him, and that'll end the inning. He strikes out the side. Nice job, kid. You too. No score.
is brought to you by Goosebumps in theaters October 16th.
It's 0-0 as we head to the fourth. The story of the game, strikeouts. Ross has got 8. Heston's got 6. 1 hit in the game, and that's a single by Solarte. Giants have had 1 base runner, and that was a walk to Adrianza.
Yeah, 18 outs in the game, 14 by strikeout.
So Piazza takes high. It could change at any minute. This game could break loose with the long ball at any second. Swing and a drive. Never mind.
Easy.
1 out.
Easy, partner. Between innings, when Trevor Brown got off the field, it was Dave Gresham who was right over there to take a look at him. You could see the red mark right there below the Adam's apple in his throat.
He may be done.
Well, rookies don't know the deal with big league trainers yet.
Yeah, you're right. And all they try to do is they'll try to talk you out of the game. Well, Jackson Williams would be trying to find his gear if he was coming into the game.
It doesn't help if you got a neck like a stack of dimes, too. I mean,
in an Adam's apple, you know, that he's jetting out there pretty good. That's inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants put a bigger protective piece on his mask between innings.
Well, after that, I'd get a horse collar, to be honest with you.
I agree. You can see the bounce that goes up and hits under the mask of Trevor Brown. I mean, that's a throat shot right there.
Duffy get hurt?
No, I think he just had to re-gum the bat. He slipped out of his hand. I saw him do this the other day in San Francisco, too.
And he gets stuck for the second time looking.
9 strikeouts. And this is so dramatically different than the last time we saw DJ Rayburn, the plate umpire, who had a strike zone. You swore it was as big as a toilet seat. Here, it's as big as a batter's box. And everybody has to know that this is a September strike zone. You need to hack.
Crawford struck out looking. Five swinging, 4 looking. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Slider so explosive. One and two. You're talking about 2-pitch stuff. 2 pitches that the guy's featured, and the type of stuff that he's got on the 2 pitches. This might be as good as they've seen in a long time, because he's got it going with the sinker and the slider. Little foul. Oh, man says, I got it. I got this one. I got it. A bit. One and two to Crawford.
Hit on the ground towards second. And Spangenberg will throw him out. Heston coming back out. It remains 0-0. On this date in 1969, Willie Mays, 600th career home run in San Diego. Pinch hit home run off of Mike Corking. Lon Simmons with the call.
And the Giants come to home plate to greet him. Number 600 for Mays. He hit it over the 370-foot mark. A standing ovation here in San Diego for Willie.
Two of our favorites, Willie Mays, Lon Simmons, on this date in 1969. Here's Upton. Upton hit a fly ball to center field. And a late call strike to even the count. Nice crowd, not a huge crowd tonight. We do have a lot of Giants fans in town. A lot of them walking around San Diego today.
A lot of good attitude in the stands tonight. Flew down this morning and the plane was packed with Giants fans.
Heston does not want to walk the leadoff hitter. Should be a pretty good pitch for Upton. 3-2.
He had after it. You know, in talking to the Giants fans around the plane today, not a lot of rookies. This is a great destination.
Some got up very early.
Yeah, a little too early. He was on the plane.
Upton stays alive.
But Giants fans know that this is a great destination if you want to make a road trip. It's a town you do not need to rent a car in. All the hotels are close to the park. Gaslamp District, just walk out the gate, you're in it. You really did a nice job down here.
And you might get a foul ball.
She got one.
If you bring your glove. All right, Brown's going to go out with Heston again. This will be meeting number 2.
All about location. Well, the Data Strong fan photo of the game is right here. You can tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. And this one is Michaela Williams representing the orange and the black on the first day of Halloween at Disneyland. Oh yeah. T-Mobile fan photo.
Well, whatever Brown went out and had a word with Heston, it didn't work.
Well, that was that leadoff walk that you were fearful of. Upton with 19 steals of the year. Now you know what he wants to do. He's already got the 20-plus home runs with 26. He wants to get the 20 stolen bases to be a 20-20 guy. Remember, he's coming out in the market. He'll be a free agent this fall.
Outside corner. Upton looked like he was going to go, but he got a little late of a jump. It's no balls and 1 strike. I'm going to miss. Nothing in 2.
Jerko's got an inside-out swing. I mean, that's a swing that's built for sink. Yeah, I think he can't believe how he missed that.
Tap foul. Jerko chased it. Next pitch for Heston will be number 70. Out from our Western Metal.
Yeah, right down the
Supply
line.
Company building.
Got that bell they ring before every game. They select a fan out of the stands to be the day's bell ringer. It's an old mission bell. It's actually pretty cool.
Looks like a good seat. We should do a game there some night.
Yeah.
Jerko pops it up. See if Duffy is going to have a shot at this. He will reach in and he can't get it. He was among friends, but he couldn't quite reach it.
Well, if he catches this ball and goes into the stands, Upton gets a base. Once it goes to the fan side, the fans can interfere. It's their right. If a fan comes over the line into fair territory, then there could be fan interference. Ooh. I think Adrianza thought he had Upton. They may take a look at this in the Giants dugout.
I think they are.
He was signaling out to Adrianza. Well, what do you think?
Adrianza said, you know, with all my experience here, I think we had him.
Keep in mind, this is the first time he's ever been at first base. Boda's saying no.
So, no play. 0-2 to Jerko. Got him.
Good breaking ball. 7 strikeouts. Seven strikeouts for Heston, 2 of which have been called strike threes.
Spangenberg struck out looking in the second. Close.
Just a perfect night for baseball. 0 wind right now.
Off in the distance in that one building in SF, hanging in the window. Just warms our heart when we see that.
Yes, it does.
Chases it down. There it is. If you pull back, you can see that it is a little ways away. Maybe what, a block away? 2 blocks?
Yeah. Well, all the players see it too. They love it. True heart living up there on that side of the building.
Hedges is on deck. We're in the fourth. Upton goes. And the throw. And they got him.
Absolute strike from Trevor Brown.
It was in the dirt, I believe. I think he made it.
Yeah, I don't think they got him. Crawford had to move his glove up, catches the ball, and then I think he put the tag back down or tried to do it. I think he got air. I don't think he touched Upton. Unless he got him on the right knee. I mean, that's the big what if.
Well, you're right. It would happen before the tag on the left thigh. Did it hit the right knee? This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
All right, one more look. Has to come up to catch the one hopper.
See if the uniform moves. Not even a little bit. So he's safe.
Yeah, I think that's going to be.
This will be the quickest call of the year.
Yeah, well, we've said that before.
No, it will be.
We've been burned.
And it's going to be Upton's 20th stolen base.
It's Cowboy Joe West, crew chief. Kerwin Danley on his left. And the headset guy between them. Ed, headset guy.
Never mind about the fastest call of the year. I don't know what they're looking for, to be honest with you.
Well, I agree.
I guess the longer it takes, the better odds that we're wrong. Tag them on the hand. I don't know. I'm making up stuff now. Watch the hand.
Maybe they got him on the hand. No.
Oh, too late. The cord. The leather cord. Got him. No. That's really good.
Well,
you know, here's the point, and you know, it's absolutely correct. The idea is to get the call right, but I also think that you have to have a little thought process of what it does to your starting pitcher. So if they call him safe, I was going to say, here comes Murphy. There's nothing you can do.
no, there's nothing. Okay, there's the out. Upton at second base going, seriously? I think we didn't see it.
Oh, he had him all the way. And now, thinking about it, we were way off.
Yeah, we're not even close. I think you're right. They got him on the hand.
So here's Spangenberg. I mean, look, it's possible they could have a different angle than any of the cameras here. It's possible.
Well, okay.
Hey, I'm trying to help him out, all right? Upton's going to end up at 19 on the season.
That would definitely catch his attention. He's going to go back to the clubhouse after the game and watch the replay, and he's going to get ticked off all over again.
Absolutely. Spangenberg's got 9, so he may take off as well.
Pitcher on deck.
Good curveball.
All right, one more look at the phantom tag.
I think I saw it.
Did you get him on the leg?
I think he got him on the other angle, Jeff. I think he got him on the toe when he slid in. I really don't think I'm seeing things here.
2 pitches, 2 curveballs, 2
See
strikes.
if he didn't get him on the toe right there. See it?
I did not.
Well, you didn't look fast enough.
I am trying to.
Oh, 2 to Austin Hedges. Way outside. I watched the front toe, Mike. Right there.
Wow.
That's the only possible way that they called him out.
Well, nice going. Guys in New York.
Justin, I think they got you. Maybe not.
Well,
2-2 pitch. Runner goes. Check swing roller. Crawford. Side retired. Very interesting inning. Bird, Tomlinson, Adrianza coming up.
Go back to September 20th, 1987. One of my favorite days here in San Diego. That day, Jeffrey Leonard hit his 100th career home run off Dave Leeper. Chili Davis also hit his 100th home run of the game. Giants won 5-4 to clinch the National League West. And oh, by the way, happy birthday, Hackman, number 60.
Yeah, Yeah, I remember you celebrating like crazy. Chris, you did this all the time as a player. So.
Al Rosen, Bob Lurie, Candy Maldonado, Dave Trevecki, Bob Brindley.
Bob Melvin. Kevin Skilling's in the background. Montgomery. Wow.
Will the thrill.
No foul.
So Hackman's 60 years old.
He's older than we are. So, and I'm 65. He's got to be 69. So I'm thinking that that's wrong.
So you think he's been 60 for 9 years in a row?
Absolutely. He's older than we are.
Well, happy 40th birthday to Ronnell Brooks Moon.
Happy 69 to Hackman.
Happy 69th.
Inside to Bird. Giants do not have a hit. They've had a couple of base runners.
I think you're right about Hackman. Last time I saw him, he was looking real old.
Line drive foul down the right field line.
Well, that's been the loudest contact.
A rally.
It all started with hard contact.
One and two to Bird. Bird wraps one into right field. That's a base hit. So the Giants hit their first hit. And now they've got Tomlinson coming up.
It's a pretty good swing of the bat right there. You know, we've seen him do that a lot. Inside out sink. I mean, and you see a sinker like Tyson Ross. I mean, you need those guys with that type of approach. Inside out, thinking the opposite field gap. That's textbook perfect how you beat a sinker.
Tomlinson struck out in the second. Bounce one off the backstop.
.348 on base percentage. Stay around 350. In that category, you're doing something. How many times have we talked about Bruce Bochy's favorite saying about keeping the line moving? And guys that get on base at a 350 clip, they do just that.
Oh, and 2.
Except on that swing right there.
Bird at first with nobody out. 0-2 to Tomlinson. Tapped foul. Billy Hayes, sweet hands. Look at that. Nothing to it. None of that. He had a stopwatch in his hand.
All right, sweet hands, Billy Hayes. Poof, like a Velcro glove.
Double play ball. 2 down. And that'll bring up Adrianza.
Definitely seeing some louder contact coming through the lineup this time.
Adrianza drew a walk. Here he takes a pitch down low.
You would think that a sinker ball would fit this guy's swing, but his strength is down around the knees. Left side natural low ball hitter.
off his foot.
And Adrianza, who really had a scuffle going on for a while, found a little confidence in the last homestand. Some big at bats, big hits, big RBIs.
Three and one. Three and two. And the walk. So Adrianza walks for the second time. How about that?
Nice. Yeah, right now, a walk's a rally. And not only that, but the pitch count keeps cranking up.
Brown looking for his first hit. I got a good feeling about this at bat for Trevor Brown.
That's good.
I do.
Single, double? What are you thinking?
I'm actually thinking it's going to be an infield hit down the third baseline.
Swing and bunt?
Yep. One ball and one strike.
Well, Trevor Brown had to step out and have a conversation with himself after that slider.
A sidearm sling by Ross to first. And another toss.
It's unusual. You get a couple sinker balls out there who've had good stuff and good command of the strike zone. And normally it's a fast-paced game. It has not been that way tonight. And the reason for it, 16 strikeouts in this game. 9 by Ross, 7 by Heston.
Swinging a drive. Center field. Off the bottom of the wall. Adrianza scores. It's 1-0. And that's his first major league hit. How about that?
Well, you called it, partner.
Yeah, infield hit. Beauty.
You said swing and bunt, but you did call hit. They will make sure they get the ball. First big league knock. And he got that one. So nice going, Trevor Brown. You got yourself a batting average and an RBI.
You got 2 Adams apples and a base hit. That a babe. Cam Bemuller just threw his first big league hit into the seats. Did you see that?
At least that was the illusion.
Heston takes high. So that's the real one. We'll trust it with that guy?
I don't know.
Come on.
There's a good looking girl in the first couple of rows. That thing could go right out the window.
Gone. So a 2-out double for Trevor Brown. Heston with a swing and a miss. Did that come close at all to being a ground rule double?
It did. It almost hopped over the wall.
And if that happens, that's not a good break.
No, if that happens, it's still a scoreless ball game.
And that'll end the inning. Giants on the board. That's the 10th strikeout for Ross. Here's the base hit for Trevor Brown. And this gives the Giants the lead. Let's see how close it came. Really close. 1-0 Giants.
Day, October 4th, Giants taking on the Rocks. You can have an opportunity to win special prizes like tickets on Virgin America, Levi's $501 gift certificate, Chevron gas, and much, much more. The lucky fan, one, will win a 2016 Toyota Tacoma SR5 V6 double cab. So join us for Fan Appreciation Day, and be sure to be in your seats by 11:30 for all the festivities. Go to sfgiants.com. See you there.
2-0 to Tyson Ross. This is not starting well. 3-0. Remember, you got speed up next, and then you got the top of the order.
Yeah, this is the pitcher. You don't want to be walking the pitcher. I know he's a good hit pitcher, but he has to swing it. Not close.
Well, doesn't take much to get the pitching coach to the phone.
That's the fourth walk by Chris Heston. He's also got a hit batsman. So that's 5 gifts at 90 feet. And he's been able to pitch through all of them.
Jankowski walked. Here he takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, I like that call there from Trevor Brown. Throw him a breaking ball. Get him off the one release he's not able to command. Curveball gets him back in the strike zone as George Contos starts to get heated.
And it's down low.
Jankowski, not an easy guy to double up, especially hitting from the left side. He's got good speed.
Center field. Pagan comes racing in. He's going to get there and make the catch. Jankowski hit that a little bit off the end of the bat. And here's Myers. Myers has struck out twice. And Brown knocks it down, keeps it close. You do that, it's a good play.
Just keep the ball in front of you. For the most part, it's going to freeze a base runner. Really not much of a threat at first base with Tyson Ross. Giants aren't even going to hold him on. Traditionally.
In tight, backs him up. By the way, Arizona is leading the Dodgers 3-0 if you're keeping track of that.
Which we are.
Nope. 3-0.
Tell you what, the way things are going right now, I mean, this may be his last hitter if he walks him. 5 walks is a red flag. And he's got 4 now. And those are 4-pitch walks.
Yes, there are no rules in September.
No.
Let's say that the manager is going to let you go 5 when every game is a must win.
He is going to get one more hitter, that's for sure, with Dave Righetti coming out.
This meeting on the mound is brought to you by Ring Central, business communications made simple. By the way, congratulations, Jake Arrieta's 20th win today.
Wow. Congratulations indeed. What a year he's had. There was some mild concern about Arrieta and his innings total. He's never had the amount of innings in a single season that he has this year, but definitely reaching a milestone today.
So Dave Righetti departs. Solarte has been on base twice. The first inning he singled, in the fifth inning, or in the third inning he was hit on the foot. Here he takes a strike as he raises those arms up as if to suggest to the umpire that that pitch was inside. It was not.
And they may stay in there again.
Base hit. They're going to hold the runner as Piazza gets it in quickly, and now the bases are loaded.
So they went with a breaking ball that had a little height to it.
That's it.
And that is going to end the night for Mr. Heston.
So George Contos is coming in. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back.
Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
1-0 Giants as we are here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There are bases full of Padres and just one out. And Bruce Bochy has made the call to George Cantos. Let's take a look at what he has done this year in 68 games. 3-2 with a 1.82 ERA. 50 hits allowed in 69 and a third innings. Just about a 4-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. And with Cantos, you're going to see a fastball, 2 types of movement. Hard slider, he'll cut the ball, give you a curveball and a changeup. Cantos' lifetime against Kim 2 for 10 with a double. He has struck him out 3 times. If you're wondering about double plays, Kemp has hit into 16 on the year, and that leads the Padres in that department.
So remember, there's just one out, and the Giants are not playing the infield in.
And they do not have great speed at third base.
And 1 strike.
That's always a big pitch for anybody coming out of the bullpen, especially in this scenario where there is no room to put a guy. That first pitch strike, and he comes at him right with his #1 slider.
See if he does it again. Popped him up. Adrianza should be able to catch this pop-up. 2 down.
There's the night for Heston. 5 walks and 7 strikeouts. A lot of pitches. Just 2 hits allowed. And as you see, all 3 base runners are his. He's responsible.
Here's Upton. Ross is at third, Myers at second, Solarte at first. Upton is 0 for 1. He drew a walk to lead off the 4th. And a felt high strike. It's that high strike we never saw coming from DJ Rayburn.
It really has been dramatically different than what we have seen from him. And the high strike is really the reason. It's opened up the zone. What is normally a real tight strike zone to throw to, it has not been that case tonight.
Low and away.
94-mile-an-hour velocity. That's about top of what you get from Cantos. Heston shaking his head, and he's upset about one thing, the walks. So you get a first pitch strike, then you have 2 chances to go out of the zone, see if you'll follow. And from Upton's perspective, those are pretty good takes. So now, in a 2-1 count, Cantos has to be a little more brave to the strike zone.
He's got a swing, man. He can let it fly.
And that was a hanger. Set an outside tiger, and that's just a cement mixer. That didn't do anything. And sometimes a backup slider is a great pitch. Guys expect it to move down and away, and that just stayed straight.
That's going to be out of play right below us.
So, let's have a talk. And I think if you're Trevor Brown, you got to go out and tell your pitcher, listen, you throw that ball down the dirt, I will block that ball. And I think in a 2-2 count, this is the one shot that Cantos has to go out of the strike zone down with that slider and hope that Upton chases. Was an overthrow. It was not where he wanted that thing to go. So now he's got to get the strike zone.
Well, you also know that you got a guy that wants to hit. So a lot of things going on this 3-2 pitch, and the runners will be on the move. Unless it's a really bad pitch, it's going to be hard for Upton not to swing. Left center field, and it's Pagan in front of Diaz, and that's going to end the inning. Nothing to it. Had it all the way.
Woo.
Killing me.
What is going on?
1-0 Giants. Together We're Champions Night. Your special event package is going to include a collector's edition Together We're Champions t-shirt and a ticket to the Giants and Dodgers. To get the shirt, you need the special event ticket, sfgiants.com/special events.
Hey, I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that.
Yeah, well, we're going to get the hats pretty soon, too. Here it's 1-0. This was the play that ended the inning. Did he get it? Cantos didn't know.
Well, the way he left the box is that he led you to believe that he did indeed get you. But what we're talking about out here, you cannot have miscommunication here. The center fielder is the captain, and that was an almost botched fly ball, which would have made it a 3-1 ball game. And George Cantos saying, yeah. Chris Heston enjoying it too. So the Giants cling on to a 1-run lead.
Makes me want to barf. Here's Pagan. Pagan takes a strike. Again, in and out of the box. Struck out in the first, struck out in the third. One swinging, one's looking. Out of play, 1 and 2.
Yeah, and both strikeouts, the payoff pitch was the slider both times. Got a man there. Oh, yeah. You think there's that little baseball can bring some happiness to a section? Oh, yeah.
Bet. So that was pitch number 90.
I think they keep track down there. Giants fans 4, Padre fans 1 in regards to foul balls. All right, he had it in his glove. Early in the game, this girl nails it. Right in the sweet spot. High five, high five. High five, high five.
Bounced up the middle. Spangenberg on the backhand.
That is the big leagues.
So Pagan thrown out, and here's Diaza.
That is absolutely the big leagues. And you got guys busting their tail at every facet of the game. Down the line, to his right. Spangenberg, nice backhander. Off balance throw. It's just the big leagues.
So here's Diaza. Diaza, work for Jerko. And Jerko's throw will be in the dirt, and Diaza is aboard.
I'm going to say they give him a hit on that.
I'm giving him an error.
They had the shift on. Jerko coming up to his right, off balance throw. Would have been a great play. One hop to Myers.
And that's a hit.
I just don't think that was a normal play.
So here's Duffy. Duffy is 0 for 2, struck out looking twice.
Big breaking ball, a steal, strike 1. And one thing that Ross has done consistently in his at-bats, I mean, he's gone away for most of the at-bats. When he's come inside to Duffy, it's been bad. Been off the plate end. And he's just been backdoor sinking that outside corner and then throwing that slider on the black. That's how he's got him out twice.
Runner goes. Double clutch throw. Safe. Number 6 on the year for Diaza. Little double clutch by Hedges.
Well, and Hedges has a real good arm. And he just could not get it out of the glove. And that's all Diaza needed. So that's a big play.
It is. Two and two.
High strike.
Nice bat. Great job, Matt.
Good take by Duffy. It's now 3 and 2. Vincent in the bullpen. So Duffy see if they can get another run in here in the 6th. And he got it.
Backdoor sink on the paint.
3rd time looking. That's a rough night.
It is a rough night. I mean, you really have the feeling that the umpire has taken the bat out of your hands. But it is something that has been consistently called all night from DJ Rayburn. 11 strikeouts.
Here's Crawford. That's ties a career high for Ross.
Of those 11 strikeouts, 6 have been called strike threes.
Crawford has struck out and he's bounced out. And he wraps it into right field, a base hit. Here comes Diaza, and it's 2-0 Giants. Crawford with RBI number 78. So the stolen base plays big here in the 6th. And here's Bird.
Take a look at the swing of the bat. And for Brandon Crawford, I mean, he needed that. And he'd been looking for a few knocks. Crawford had a 4 for 49 going into that RBI single. That has to feel good.
Bird singled in the 5th. He got the Giants' first hit. And he hits one high and foul and out of play. Crawford leaning. He does not go. And Bird wraps it foul. It's now 0-2. 102 pitches for Ross. Ross is due to hit 3rd in the bottom of this inning. That would be incorrect. He's due to hit 4th. High to Bird. You see who's got the record for strikeouts. Jake Peavy.
San Diego record 16. Jake Peavy did it twice against Arizona and Atlanta. In 2007 year, he won the Cy Young in the National League.
Crawford goes, and a bouncing ball to Jerko, and Jerko's play will be high, and he throws it away. And Crawford's going to go to 3rd. Shortstop's been an issue for the Padres, and my take on this is it's not Jerko's fault. He's not a shortstop.
Now he's been a second baseman most of his career. They're trying to see if he can play the left side of the infield. And this is a backbreaker because it extends the inning, especially for a guy who's got over 100 pitches under his belt, 104 on the night for Ross. So Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, is going to come out. A little pep talk here. He's also probably telling him this is your last hitter, so go get him.
So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson is 0 for 2, hit into a double play in the 5th.
That's 13 errors on the year for Jerko. I don't know how many of those 13 have been at shortstop.
On the ground, this one's right at Spangenberg, and that's going to end the inning. Giants pick up a run. They leave 2. Bottom of the 6th coming up, 2-0.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Well, Friday, October 2nd is African American Heritage Night, presented by AT&T. Your special event package will include a collector's edition Willie Mays t-shirt designed by world-famous painter Justin Boua, and a ticket to the Giants game when they take on the Rockies. The proceeds will benefit the Say Hey Foundation. So go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Here's Jerko. It'll be Jerko, Spangenberg, Hedges facing George Contos, who took over for Chris Heston in the 5th. Contos got the two big fellas out with the bases loaded, Kemp and Upton.
Yes, he did. Pop up, fly ball. Job well done.
Wow, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Giants have Josh Osich in their bullpen.
What a good mic behind home plate. It is popping the glove very good.
I always liked it when you had good acoustics in the bullpen, warming up to come into a game. Get a good pop in the glove. Just gives you the illusion that you're throwing hard.
Mark Gardner watching. Got him.
Good sliders. Number 1, and he gives them 3 of them. That's a hat trick for Jerko.
So here's Spangenberg with Hedges to follow. 2-0 Giants. High and deep. Bird over in those short boxes. Gone. His 4th of the year. It's 2-1. So you still got the lead, but now it's a 1-run lead. Down and in?
No, I think it was up and in, and it was a fastball just above the belt. And he yanks this thing. He had to have been looking fastball. He had to have been looking in. And that's the jury box you talk about, that little panel of seats that jut out from the foul pole.
So here's Hedges. Nobody in the on-deck circle. Now it's Amarista coming out. Hedges popped out to Crawford, bounced out to Crawford.
Contos, I don't think he's mad about the fastball. It's just the location that kind of surprised him. I think with Spangenberg, if you throw anything with a fastball hand high in the inside part of the plate, you're not thinking that he's going to spin on that thing and jerk you out of the ballpark. If you watch Spangenberg's batting practice, and the point you made was a down and in. I mean, that's where we see his power, down around the knees, not up above the belt. That'll just surprise everybody.
Out of play, it's now 2-2.
You know, it used to be this was a ballpark that just totally favored the pitcher. They brought the fences in twice on the right side of this field. And on a night like tonight where there's not a lot of marine layer here and there's zero wind, there's Carey. And that fly ball off the bat of Spangenberg was proof as to how live this park is.
Got him.
Meanwhile, the slider is a bit angry right now. This is a good one.
So here's Amarista. Amarista stands in, a switch hitter. Amarista hitting .211. This amazes me when you see a guy that has pretty good ownage on a team, and then you look and see it's .211.
I know.
Come on. Amarista 0 for 7 lifetime against Cantos, and he's about to be 0 for 8, and that'll end the inning. So Cantos gives up the home run. We played 6-1 Giants. Dealer. Heston and Ross are now both out of the game. Both threw well. Heston a little shaky with the walks. Ross with 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. Trevor Brown his first big league hit and RBI, and they gave the Giants a 1-0 lead. Spangenberg just hit a home run, and also Crawford knocked in a run with a base hit in the 6th, and that's the difference on the game. As we speak, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change. In auto service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. It's Kevin Quackenbush.
Quackenbush. Take a look at his numbers. Very solid season. 52 strikeouts and 54 2/3.
Adrianza right out of bed, swings and fouls it out of play.
Not wasting around. Quackenbush, you take your bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that's right around 90. Got a big curveball straight downer and a split. And there's the curveball we're talking about. He'll throw that a lot. If he gets ahead of you, he'll drop that on home plate, especially against lefties.
And the 1-1 is fouled out of play.
Padres have been using Quackenbush in late inning situations. I mean, he's set up. So they like him. They like the fact that he can strike out righties and lefties. And he's got one of the smallest gloves for a pitcher in the league. It's more like a second baseman's glove.
Close. 2-2. Got him. One out here in the seventh.
Elevator fastball right across the letters.
So here's Brown. Trevor Brown's RBI double in the fifth. His first major league hit. Parker's on deck. Parker would be hitting for George Cantos. Not close. 2 balls and no strikes.
Not a lot of movement on the fastball for Quackenbush. After you've had 3 at-bats against Ross, who had all kinds of movement with everything he threw up there, you get a straight fastball like Quackenbush. Looks like it's off a machine. But with Quackenbush, he has excellent command, and he'll stay on the corners. He's kind of like the Padres version of Yusmeiro Petit in his fastball command. He's not going to make many mistakes out over the middle.
In the dirt. This is Brown's hit in the fifth.
Well, first big league knock, he gets a little fastball above the knees, middle in. One of the few location mistakes that Tyson Ross made. And Trevor Brown right there to capitalize on it.
Jerko's got it. And here's Parker. So we'll watch Jared Parker, and he's going to try to do one thing, and that's park one.
He's going to try and Jared Parker one.
His numbers at Sacramento.
23 home runs, 74 RBIs. That's a good year. And the minor league season's only 5 months long.
He will strike out. And he takes a strike.
He's got a lot of lower body movement. I mean, it's okay as long as you get that front foot down in time as you start your swing. It's fidgety. Tends his garden. And now high shoulder lift. Wiggle waggle. That's just a lot of movement.
Yep. 2 balls and 1 strike. But when he uncorks, he's got tremendous bat speed.
He does. He can hit him as far as anybody in this Giants team.
That's foul. Bruce Bochy likes guys like this. Well, all managers do. When you got a guy that comes off the bench and he's literally in scoring position. They got a right-hander now, and Mac Williamson, who can do the same thing.
So 3-2, you got to get a pretty good pitch to hit here.
And he just might be in the swing mode. Kind of in the swing mode.
That was kind of in the stay alive mode, emergency swing mode. Hey, you live to see another pitch.
Absolutely.
It's a good fight him off right there. I mean, this is almost a dance. He gets in, high elbow lift, a little waggle at the hips.
Out of play.
One thing he said when he got called back up to big leagues, he said, I'm going to be more aggressive. I wasn't as aggressive the first time. And he has indeed lived up to his expectations in that regard.
And he walked.
Nice at that. And, you know, Quackenbush in a one-run ball game, you can't blame him. The guy with power, and you know he's got power, but you don't really know where it is in his swing. He kind of pitched around him. Sapchinski, the left-hander. I couldn't tell who the right-hander was.
So here's Pagan. Pagan is 0 for 3. And he's going to take a pitch that is just inside. A lot of close pitches today.
Yeah, that's Nick Vincent, the right-hander.
And a high throw, but Myers not a problem. Rolled foul. Diaza is on deck. Parker with his lead. 2 balls and 1 strike. Out of play. 2-2.
A lot of fastballs up at the letters. But for him, it's effective. The high 3/4 release, you can throw up there, and this curveball starts out high, and it's a straight down drop. You have to pay attention to Parker. I mean, he's got some speed.
Runner goes into center field. Parker can go, and he'll end up at third. So that's a stolen base and an error.
And true to the scout report, Parker not afraid to move. Just a little bit of a sinker. What causes that when you drop your back leg as a catcher and it's on the third base side behind your front foot? You're going to throw a sinker. It has a little tail that kind of moves out towards the second baseman. That's just an errant throw, and your footwork is what caused that.
Pagan, it's a high fly ball to right. Kemp back, and he leaps, and it is out of here. Pagan with his third of the year. How about that? And the Giants lead 4-1.
Oh, and he does it in a 2-strike count, too. He worked it, got a fastball at the belt. We've seen Quackenbush up with a fastball all night long. And it's just a matter of whether or not Kemp could go up and get it.
He missed it.
He was just flat out missed it. He had a chance to get it.
And Diaz hits a little flare, and that's going to be a base hit. His second hit. And that's going to bring up Duffy. That's it, I think.
Yeah.
So we got a pitching change. Giants lead 4-1, and we'll be back. Jake Peavy against Andrew Kashner. You see Jake Peavy 7-6, but he's really pitching his best right now as we're towards the end of September. And Kashner, we still haven't figured out how he's 6-15.
Yeah, that does not compute. But you know, Jake Peavy is chomping at the bit. Come back here and perform well in San Diego. His first outing earlier in the year. First month back in April, he was not himself physically, and he really got slapped around. So I know he's looking forward to this start.
So here's Nick Vincent.
21st time that he has come into a game. 0-1 with a 2.45 ERA. 22 hits and 18 1/3 with 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. You see a lot of cutters, high 80s cutters, slider, changeup, cut.
Wrapped on the ground, foul. So Duffy has struck out 3 times, all 3 looking. Pagan with his 3rd of the year. So Duffy, after he hustled down the line, back in the box with the bat in his hand, or getting into the box. High to even the count.
Cut. He's got 2 types of fastball. I mean, he's got one that will actually work its way away from a lefty into a righty, but I don't think he trusts it as much as the cut.
Off the backstop to make it 1-2.
And there was that 2-seamer right throwing nicely in on the hands.
Runner goes up and in, throw down to second, and they got him. So Hedges throws out Diaza. Pagan unloads. Got a high fastball. His third of the year. It's bye-bye baby, and it's 4-1 Giants. I think I heard a home run call from Ahmed. Deep and gone. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Hunter Strickland, the new pitcher now for the Giants. In 50 games this year, he's 2-3 with a 2.28 ERA. He's really had a nice season. 49 strikeouts against 9 walks. The league hitting a .193 off him. 2 types of fastball, mid to high 90s, slider, and a split.
And it'll be Brett Wallace who is going to pinch hit for Jankowski. First pitch is high. Myers to follow. Out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. 97 on the fastball.
Wallace with lots of power. He likes that ball middle in. Short arm swinger.
He drives one. Deep into right center field. Pagan leaps. Gone. And it's 4-2. So Wallace with a home run.
See the location. They get the target at the belt, middle in. This gets out over the plate, middle away. And Wallace right on top of home plate, getting extended.
Right in the sandbox. Here's Myers. Myers takes low. Sounded like a strike.
I think Hunter Strickland wanted to know where that one was.
And Myers on a check swing. Struck out in the first, third, and then drew a walk in the fifth. And a strike. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the dirt, 2-2. Strickland looking into Brown. Nobody out.
Yeah, Brown's wanted a fastball away. He shook it off. Gave him the slider. Said no. Gave him a fastball in. Fastball in. All right. I'm here. I'm going in. I'm going in. We're going in.
We're not going in.
Well, that's the problem right now. I mean, you saw the home run was a mislocation. They set the target in. He missed out on the plate away. Here, they set the target in. He wanted to get that pitch. He shook off to get to that location. So, you know, if he's asking for it, he's committed to it. And he came completely on the other side of the plate with it. And that's a fastball.
A walk here would cause some concern for Bruce Bochy. On a play.
Well, you're right. But really, I mean, I can't remember a time where you've been concerned about Strickland throwing strikes. For a guy who throws hard like he does, he's got a very compact motion. I mean, it's not a problem for him to repeat the arm stroke.
Another 3-2 pitch. On the corner.
They always say throw at a speed you can control. I mean, if he maxes out and if he throws as hard as he can throw 99. Then you better take a little bit of that effort out, be a little more compact. He could still be effective throwing 95, 96 with good location. In fact, you're better off with good location than just winging 99 across the letters or in a fat part of the strike zone.
Tomlinson got him. Nice play.
That's a big out right there. I mean, that was an outstanding at bat. A good 2-strike at bat for Myers. Didn't try to do too much. He stayed inside the ball. It's an absolute one-hop top spin bullet. And watch the backhander as Tomlinson spears it, squares up, and then shoots him down. Well, we've seen some nice defense tonight from both teams. Here's another example of it. Beauty. How'd Adrianza do over
Good.
first base?
He's got to go. As far as I'm concerned, he's in contention. Gold Glove. Here's Solarte. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Solarte pops it up. It's going to be Crawford who makes the catch. Diaz is thinking, well, I guess they're just not going to let me catch any balls in the outfield. By the way, D-backs leading the Dodgers 5-0. So here's Kemp. Kemp hits a high drive into center field, but not high and far enough, and that's going to end the inning. Sounded good. 8th inning coming up. p.m. pregame live at 6:30, and you can see it because we'll be here on CSN Bay Area, and then the Giants will wrap up this series on Thursday night, and that game will start an hour earlier. It'll start at 6. Pregame live at 5:30. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Sean Kelly, the new pitcher for the Padres. 48 games, he's 2-2 with a 2.72 ERA. Good numbers, 55 strikeouts and 46 1/3 against 16 walks. Low 90s fastball. He will throw you a lot of cutters. Hard slider, and he's got a changeup.
Facing Matt Duffy. Duffy was at the plate when Diaz was thrown out trying to steal, and that ended the inning. So Vincent really never recorded an out by throwing a pitch that a hitter hit. He got the out on a caught stealing as Duffy takes a strike. Wallace, who hit the pinch hit home run, is now at first. Myers was at first, is now in center field. Jankowski is out of the game. Or as I like to say on the south side, ego.
Ego. How many times do you see a guy start a game at first base and then wind up playing center field the same game?
Not many, if any.
Yeah, Will Myers. Good athlete.
And the pitch is high, so it's 3-2. D-backs 8, Dodgers nothing.
Nice. Good news.
All back. Brandon Drury, his first Major League home run, a 3-run shot. Tune into the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KNBR tomorrow morning. Mike will talk about the game with Murph and Mac on KNBR 680, the sports leader. Got him. Sombrero.
And that is a sombrero for Duffy indeed. 4 strikeouts, 3 called strike threes, and here he swings through a hanging slider. This game will humble you.
Here's Crawford, RBI single for Crawford in the 6th.
Kelly wanted to know if that was outside. Umpires hate that when you ask them where was it.
Yeah, it's great. Eddie Montague comes into our booth and we all at the same time say, "Where was it?"
And he gets a game face on.
His face gets a little pinchy. Eddie, just kidding.
And Montague, who umpired a long time. I think that's one of the differences between a minor league umpire and a big league umpire. Minor league umpire will actually answer you truthfully. Big league umpire, you say, "Was that outside?" "Yeah, it was outside." "Was it up?" "Yeah, it was up." Or they just look at you with their hands on their hips. That ball hit his front foot.
Yeah, he said it hit in the front foot. Bruce Bochy said, "Wait a minute, it hit him in the front foot."
Like it skimmed his toe.
They're not going to. There's no possible way that they're going to look at that and go, "Oh yeah."
Unless there's a noise. I mean, I don't doubt that it hit his front foot at all. May have just scraped the top of that protective piece on his foot.
Hey, 8th inning? It doesn't hurt to ask, right?
No, what do you have to lose?
This replay review is presented by Xfinity. What's in the duffel bag, by the way? Do you know?
6-pack of beer.
Is that a bag of tricks?
That could be a case, as a matter of fact. So Joe West, he and plate umpire DJ Rayburn putting on the headset.
Albums, CDs of Joe West. There's a shot where you really can't tell. That's what's in the bag. All Joe's old CDs.
Joe he is a singer. He's actually got a great voice. Blue Cowboy, country western music. That was the very first CD that I know he released. I know he's released things since then. So you're saying in that big bag he's got all the old CDs?
All the CDs, yeah. He hands them out.
Somewhere in this world, Tim Flannery is listening and he's smiling right now.
I don't think this one's an easy one to call at all.
Well, I just think that your best bet is the sound of it. I mean, I have no doubt that Crawford got hit in the front foot. I mean, he would make a big issue about it.
Yeah, they're saying, "You stay right here, young man."
It's going to take another 6 minutes for Joe to get back out to second base. That baby Joe. Broke in 1977. He can take as much time as he wants.
No swing. Three and two to Crawford. Cued. Slowly. Jerko can't grab it. Crawford should have a hit.
Yeah, that's a two-hit night for Brandon Crawford.
There you go. Now you're out of it.
He is officially out of it.
Once that ball got by Vincent, or make that Kelly, who really fell off the mound, Crawford had a shot.
Well, that's the problem about falling off of a mound with all your momentum going to the line. You cannot come back and make a play defensively.
Nope.
Now, if that's Tim Hudson, he's in a great position to field his position after he throws it, that's an out. Mike Leake, that's an out.
Woody?
Kirk Reeder, out.
It's a double play. So here's Bird. Bird won't waste any time as it's no balls and one strike.
Has been a great pitcher strike zone tonight. Completely opposite to our scout report before the game. This is the biggest we've ever seen DJ Rayburn strike zone.
Got him. So here's Tomlinson. So right now, Kelly throwing strikes. Runner goes. Crawford steals it. It's his fifth.
Well, he had a tremendous jump there. Sean Kelly, had it in his mind that Crawford was going to steal, and he just let him walk into his lead. Pitcher does that, he didn't even look at him.
In the dirt. Crawford started to go, but then he held up.
Padres are bringing in their outfielders. They don't want to give up that run at second. Myers has a very good arm in center. Kemp has a very good arm in right.
Boy, what a job by Hedges. Back to back. Ball's in the dirt.
Now this is as good as it gets for a catcher. And one good thing about a slider is that you know it's predictable. It's going to come back to you. So you're moving to your right, you're going to have a ball that's going to come back to you. Fastballs, split fingers, they don't necessarily do that.
That'll end the inning. Is Kelly strikes out the side. 4-2 Giants.
All right.
You got it. Post-game live. Highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. You see Sergio Romo. This will be his 63rd appearance. And he's done a fine job, as he always does. He's got a 298 earned run average. And it will be Upton, Jerko, and Spangenberg. Two righties and a lefties coming up here in the 8th. Upton tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. So Romo to Upton. Slider high, 1 ball and no strikes. And that slider misses inside. So now it's 2-0, and now Romo has to come in.
He's another guy you don't ever really worry too much about throwing strikes.
So if that's the case, this should be a strike. It is, and it's popped back and out of play.
We first saw Romo come out of the minor leagues. He was a 2-pitch guy. 4-seam fastball, slider, period. And he realized if he wanted to be more than a right-handed specialist, he had to learn other movements on the fastball. He did, a 2-seam fastball, a changeup.
So it's 2-2. Romo comes back after falling behind 2-0.
And he has done everything down there in that pen. I mean, except spot start. But he's set up. He's been a specialist. He's been a closer.
Hit out to the left. Piazza is there, and he'll make the catch. And here's Jerko. Jerko takes a strike.
The thing too about Romo, I mean, he's such an unusual guy to face because I think for the most part, big league hitters, they kind of brace themselves for flames coming out of bullpens late, especially the guys who pitch closer to the 9th inning.
Swing and a miss.
And it's rare that you get a guy who has the command of a slider that Romo has, as big as it is. It's just a funky bat. And it helps to have the guts of a burglar, which he absolutely does.
Throw anything at any time.
One of the core 4 in that Giants bullpen to have 3 rings. Santiago Casilla, Javier Lopez, Jeremy Affeldt, Sergio Romo on all 3 championship teams. Amazing durability and consistency amongst the 4.
Away from the target, 2-2.
The ultimate pitch for any reliever or any pitcher really, to throw is the pitch that ends the season. And Romo got to do it in 2012 in Detroit. Struck out Miguel Cabrera to end the World Series.
With a fastball.
With a fastball.
Hit out to right. Bird there. 2 out. And here's Spangenberg.
Brian Wilson threw that pitch in 2010. Madison Bumgarner threw that pitch last year. Dave Rigetti talking to Mark Gardner down the bullpen.
Strike to Spangenberg, who homered. He homered off of Cantos in the 6th inning. And this one's down low. And the bunt. Duffy throwing. Not in time.
As soon as it had to go to an exchange, glove hand to bare hand, it was going to be tough to get Spangenberg. Romo has no chance at it. I mean, he's the closest to it, but he'd have been completely off balance, so he gives way. Duffy, glove hand, bare hand, too late.
So Norris is going to hit.
Once Romo made his move, there was no way that Duffy could get a route to go into the bare hand. So he had to come to the left side of that ball, or the right side of the ball, feel that it was a glove. And now it becomes a steal situation.
And Norris takes a strike. Norris 0 for 4 against Romo lifetime with 3 strikeouts. But he's a home run guy. He swings hard. And that's what he's up there to do right here. Soft toss. Romo slips. Gathers himself, takes a deep breath. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Trying to stay in that outside corner. No mistakes middle in. He knows the rules.
Norris goes around. It's 2-2.
Yeah, no need to ask there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Almost going to step off. Probably not ready. Rethink this whole deal.
Well, he didn't feel it. Get out, reboot. Something didn't feel right. Pay attention to that.
And now Norris is going to play the game.
Yeah, they're marking their territory right now. Each guy trying to control the rhythm of the at-bat.
Got him. Ninth inning coming up.
Honda, we think Trevor Brown has that distinction. Why is that? Well, because he got his first big league knock, his first big league extra base hit, and his first big league RBI, and that broke a scoreless tie in the 5th inning. Plus, he's done a nice job behind home plate. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
4-2 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
New pitcher now for the Padres will be John Edwards. They acquired him from the Rangers earlier this season. This is what he has done combined with the 2 organizations. 14 strikeouts in 11 1/3. That's the good news. 13 walks in 11 1/3. That's the bad news. He's got good stuff. I mean, he's got fastball, curveball, slider, pretty much a 3-pitch guy. Throws hard, low to mid-90s, but doesn't always know where it's going.
Here's Adrianza. Is this the gentleman that the Padres got for Max and Molly's kid?
It is. Will Venable went to the Rangers. John Edwards. Here were the Padres.
2-0. Norris is not catching. Outfield very shallow. Three and 0.
Adrianza has put a good eye on 2 of his at-bats tonight. Has walked twice against Tyson Ross.
And he walks for the 3rd time.
Well, if that ball gets caught, probably gets called a strike.
Garcia is getting loose for the Giants. So here's Trevor Brown, who picked up his first major league hit in the 5th inning, a double. There's Castillo. Noonan is now on deck. That's a ball. 1 ball and no strike.
Well, that's a significant pitch because Edwards threw 4 straight fastballs, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Doesn't really have a feel of that. So Derek Norris is saying, all right, we're going to throw something different to try and get you in the strike zone. He throws a first pitch slider, and he misses with that. And the longer you go before you throw a strike, the harder it is to throw one.
The 1-0 pitch to Brown. Strike.
That's
1 ball
a
and
gift.
no strike.
That was an absolute gift. But John Edwards is not going to give it back. He needed a little help.
Adrianza, who stole the bag in the 3rd. Adrianza goes. It's a hit and run, and the throw down to second is in the dirt, and picking it clean is Spangenberg, and he is out.
Nice play by Corey Spangenberg. Now you've got to swing no matter where it's at. Not a whole lot you can do with that. Norris throws a 1-hopper that Spangenberg makes a nice play on, so they get it out.
Hit up the middle. Jerko behind the bag, throws, not in time. Brown with his 2nd hit. How about that? He's going to squat the whole game, and he legs out an infield hit.
Hey, he's our player of the game. And we're not taking it back. 2-hit night. First 2 hits in the big leagues. This was going to be trouble because where it was hit and how hard it was hit. And even for a catcher who's been in a squat all night long, a chance to leg it out. Didn't have much of a backswing, so he got out of the box well.
So here's Noonan.
When you're sniffing big league knocks, you're surprised how fast you can run.
So Nick Noonan, who's from here, stands in. And he looks at a strike. Edwards at the belt. Noonan dribbles it foul. It's now 0-2. Noonan on the season for the Giants, 1 for 11. He got a hit in his first start at first base in Denver, and not going to run in the 1st inning. Got him. 1 for 12 on the season, 2 outs. And here's Pagan.
That is the 16th Giant hitter to go down by way of the strikeout tonight.
That's all right. For one game, they changed their philosophy. They're going for the big fly.
Well, Angel Pagan, he hit a big fly. 2-run homer in the 7th, and that is the difference in this game.
Pagan takes a pitch wide, 1-0. Brown with his lead. Pagan takes a strike. This was the home run by Pagan in the second, or in the seventh inning, his third of the year. It really looked like Kemp was going to catch it.
I think he's a little disappointed he didn't catch it. Pagan had a good location pitch to do something with, and he nailed it.
Off of Norris, it's now 1-2. In the home half of the ninth for Casilla, it'll be a pinch hitter, then Wallace, then Myers. Brown goes. Here's the throw. And they got him. So Norris throws out 2 here in the ninth. See it coming in. 4-2 Giants.
On right after Giants postgame live. You'll see it right here on CSN Bay Area. Alex Pavlovich will have a postgame, and he'll give you all the notes he has from San Diego. Carly Lloyd and other Olympians in San Francisco. The first U.S. women's national soccer team. Well, they're the champs. And the Raiders prepare for Johnny Manziel.
A 4-2 lead for the Giants. And it's the Giants closer, Santiago Casilla.
Well, Santiago Casilla is going to be that man. Casilla in his 61st game, he's got 34 saves on the year, 39 opportunities. 4-2 with a 3.08 ERA, 56 strikeouts for Casilla. You're going to see a fastball that's low to mid-90s, 4-seam and 2-seam, curveball, cutter, and a changeup, and he will throw all of them.
So here's Melvin Upton. He's going to pinch hit. Trevor Brown, every experience now with these relievers sometimes may be the first experience for him. Thus the meeting on the mound with Casilla. So here's Upton. First pitch. Little pop-up. Crawford makes the basket catch. 1 out. Nice play. I'll put a little exclamation point behind that play.
Well, you know, and he winds up making it look easy, but he gets a great jump on it, and he had to. I mean, he's running a fly pattern, and it's just straight out over the shoulder. But if he doesn't get a good first step, he's got none chance.
Remember, he was a quarterback at Foothill High School, not a wide receiver.
And he can quote you his stats right now.
But he would probably tell you that I could have done that too. And you know what? He could have. Here's Wallace, who takes a breaking ball for a strike. Overshift is on for Wallace. Had a pinch hit home run in the 7th. He hit it out towards 396. Down low. Myers to follow. Not close. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hit on the ground. Adrianza gets the ball that caroms right off his arm, and Wallace is aboard.
I think it came up, hit him in the face. I mean, that was an absolute bullet. I think it may have hit his glove and then came up and hit him in the lips. One-hop scorcher. That's exactly what happened.
Like he hit him maybe in the side of the face.
So Anthony Reyes, Giants trainer, coming out, hits him on the. I think it hit him in like about 9 spots. Maybe spitting out a chunk of tooth.
Anthony Reyes was out there, one of the assistant trainers. So here's Myers. Myers represents the tying run at the plate. He is 0 for 3. Drew a walk in the 5th. And a strike on the inside corner.
Right to the glove. Talked about the inside-out approach that Myers has. He hits a lot of balls hard to right field. I mean, he's got opposite field power. They're trying to run that ball inside on him. He's not the kind of guy you want to make a mistake to, because he'll make you pay for it.
0-2. Breaks out the curveball. So the 0-2 pitch coming up to Will Myers. There's a low 1-2. At some point in this game, there was 25,043. This is a game that had a lot of strikeouts for both teams. Giants fans are still hanging in there. Out of play. Put that ball down.
Yeah, it's part of the game. Guys with power, you do not want to miss up.
"25 combined strikeouts tonight." That's an estimate. Ball back.
That is asking for trouble at that location. And he gets away with one here. That comes right back over the middle of the play at the belt. And Myers knows he had a chance. I mean, he's away at the count 1-2. Not the count to be making mistakes at the belt out over the plate.
2-2. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes with Wallace at first. Got him.
Back down and in. The same pitch they threw to start out the at-bat. The 2-seam fastball. Absolute perfect location. No hanger here. And just swings right over the top of a great pitch. And one big bat sent packing.
So here's Solarte, who's got a couple of hits. Wallace is going to go, and that's a called strike. And it's 0-1. Brown's going to go back out. Man on second base, I'm sure he just wants to check to see what's going on.
That's been one of the best curveballs he's thrown. I mean, that had big time snap and it was down. Now he could throw the same pitch, bounce at home plate, and you could get Solarte to go. He wants to swing the bat. That's a good hook right there.
Hit on the ground, and that's the ball game. So the Giants come into San Diego knowing that they had to win, and they do. And they do it. Heston started out, got a little wild. He's not going to get a decision. But the Giants win this one. And now they look forward to playing tomorrow and trying to win another one. They do pick up a game on the Dodgers.
They pick up a game on the Dodgers, exactly. And this is where the makeshift lineup, a lot of guys could not play tonight because they weren't physically ready. The makeshift lineup picks everybody up, plays a